So I'm gonna do that. Extra. I find it in the chat. I got too much gas, too much cheese on me. Okay, nigga, what do you want from me? That's a lot of butter. Cheese, how many cheese? Cash out. Throw the mom and then I was like, shit, I'm gonna tell you one more. I'm gonna fuck you. So fun call this thing. A negative feeling like this. akapulava kabana agari nimbenga kabama agari akapulava kabama agari I gotta trust yourself, yeah. I gotta trust you. I'm gonna be on yourself. I'm gonna buy you. I'm gonna get to the chance to maximum. I'm gonna need. I'm gonna go and sing. Do I say? I'm gonna do. Nice. I'm gonna I got standing, I got lay on trunk, I got stand up, and I lay up, and I see everyone when I stupid buck. Please, everybody like and share and subscribe, please. Helps me, loves. Okay, my stupid love that, but chick won't on the class. I'm on 5-6. Alright, then, but then I do. I'm gonna shoot.
Here is Stewie in the first season of Family Guy.
Victory is mine!
And here's Stewie 25 years later.
I got an Oscar and like 100 hot young boyfriends ahead of me.
When your show's been on the air for a quarter of a century, you're bound to have a few character changes here and there. But in all that time, which Family Guy character has morphed the most? Well, I'll be taking a look through the regular cast and ranking them from most to least changes to find out. Starting with the main man himself, Peter Griffin. Shows are often defined by how true their character stays to what made them famous to begin with, like the classic Flanders trope, that Ned in the beginning was sure a religious guy, but he existed outside that bubble as a human too. And unfortunately, Peter falls short of the same sort of stuff. Before we get into that, let's take on the show's early pilot.
That is sucks, Brish. I gotta find a way to get money. I've been through 2 jobs this week. I got fired off of that commercial.
Try it again.
I'm cock-out for Cuckoo Puffs.
No, damn it, take 26.
Okay, so there's actually not much difference in this version compared to today's version. Sure, he's traded those specs for ones with a lighter rim and his nose has shrunk a couple inches, but it's almost identical. The voice is still the no-filtered New England accent we all love, so that's another tick there. Through, say, the first 5 seasons of the show, Peter followed in the footsteps of another Simpsons character, Homer. And I know, lazy of me to compare, but you kind of can't help it. Like his yellow counterpart, Peter started out life as a blue-collar worker who loved his family, would spend all of his free time boozing it up, but he was maybe a little more absurdly stupid than Homer. Like the time the TV got cut off and he did this.
Because of an accident today, all television transmission will be out for an undetermined amount of time.
But as I said, despite the stupidity, the main thing that shined through here shown was that he loved his family and he did whatever he could for them.
When did you guys get a pool? Oh, it's a moat.
But as the seasons rolled on, and just like Homer, the shift from heartfelt but foolish dad to maniac man-child took place. I mean, I know he's stupid and all that, but is he really stupid enough to do this?
Bye! 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 Bye!
And that's only the beginning. It's the writer wanted to properly push the show in a direction of shock, and without a doubt, they used Peter's character to spearhead that mission.
Hey, Stu! Okay, that's pretty cool, too.
Hey, Dad, that's a cool whip. I thought you couldn't understand me.
Long gone is the man who cares about his family, and Meg knows all about that. I know these days everyone dunks on Meg. It's just kind of normal, but you've got to remember that Peter was the real one who got the Meg hate train to leave the station in the first place. So we've seen Peter go from a dad who just wanted more time at a bar with his boys to a whirlwind wrecking ball that's kind of insufferable. I know Family Guy's been saying fast copying The Simpsons. Boy, They sure have copied well, because they failed in almost identical ways when it comes to the writing of their main character. I guess that's what you call sticking to the bit. Or that's what I would say if I was Family Guy showrunner. So, yeah, he's probably the one who's changed the least throughout the whole show. It's time to look at the happy mustache face of Cleveland Brown now. He's maybe got the strangest start of everyone on this list, because in the pilot he appears completely normal.
Hey, Peter, my thing went off. Your thermostat okay?
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey, Mike, get over here.
Well, Mike Henry isn't voicing him here, but that's not the strange thing. Because when we see him for the first time in the main show, he's had a little bit of a redesign.
Peter, my thing went off. Your thermostat okay?
Yeah, it's all right.
Hey, is Mike, get over here.
Forget it. False alarm.
For some reason, they've made him look a little older, taking away his classic golden tee, and the shape of his mustache changed too. But clearly the animators thought they shouldn't fix what's not broken and brought the OG design back a few episodes later in Mind Over Murder.
Oh, that's funny. That's even more humorous than that joke you told us last night.
That's more like it. He's got his voice in everything. Well, maybe not exactly, because Mike Henry went for this kind of drawl with the early Cleveland design, as you can hear again here.
Peter, you are so...
I think it's because early on, the writers wanted Cleveland to be this calm, level-headed voice of Peter whenever he got up to something stupid. Not that it'd make much of a difference. The king of cool gimmick ran nicely until season 4, where probably Cleveland's most famous episode aired, the Cleveland Loretta Quagmire. You know, the one where his wife is cheating on him.
What was that? Shut up and put some more of that sugar in my bowl.
Finding out your best pal is punk and your wife is going to change a man. And when the usually laid-back Cleveland does get wind of what's going on, he does a complete 180.
Glenn Quagmire, you're dead.
When I said change, I didn't think he'd literally turn into Popeye. Well, that's a whole lot better than what he does next.
You violated the sanctity of my marriage.
The whole thing is when Cleveland realizes the real person he should be angry with is his wife, and that he deserves better than someone who cheated on him. Cleveland stays pretty consistent for the next few seasons of the show until the showrunners decided they wanted to give him a spin-off. Now that really rounded him out. So Cleveland reconnected with his childhood crush Donna. Problem is she lives in Virginia, so to be with his new flame, he's got to move. Both states and shows.
What the hell? He's getting his own show?
Cleveland out, and I am proud to be my hometown with my new family.
He had 4 great years up there in Virginia before the show got canceled, and while it wasn't the same quality writing-wise that we saw on Family Guy, Cleveland got a hunk of change himself a bit. Here he is when his mom and dad were still together.
Committed togetherness. A simple theme, but powerful nonetheless.
And here he is in Stool Bend a couple years later.
You gotta take chances in life to find true happiness.
That sounds gay.
What have they been feeding him? But his dad has changed an awful lot, too. I mean, he was the cool, calm, and collected guy at the start of the series, but as soon as he went to Stool Bend, he started to be a lot more goofy.
Dutch oven? Just kidding. The Dutch don't cook their food by trapping thoughts in a blanket.
I actually don't mind a goofy Cleveland. I think it's a nice contrast because there's some childlike innocence to it. And for me, anyway, it started to round out his character a bit more. But like I said a little while ago, it didn't last, and the writers got him back into the main series in season 12. Personality-wise, he's pretty much the same guy. Well, he's not the same guy who'll let his wife walk all over him, but that doesn't stop his boys from constantly ribbing him.
The talking bear was so bad, Seth MacFarlane quit voicing him.
It's hard to make a talking bear funny.
Worked out okay in movie form.
Nice little Ted reference for Seth there. Anyway, that was the status quo for the next couple of years with the character, but in 2020, Mike Henry stood down from voicing him, and instead the role went to Arif Zahir, who's been voicing for half a decade. Also, I think they just kind of wanted to find a middle ground between Cleveland Show Cleveland and his early Family Guy stint, and as a result, you just get this.
I'm sorry I've been such a jerk. I can't believe we let a silly table come between our friendship.
It's actually not that bad, and after a few episodes, you get used to it. He's changed quite a lot throughout the years and even had his own show, but I'm not sure he's changed quite as much as the first pervert on our list, Chris Griffin. Chris's first appearance, like most of the characters on this list, was in the pilot of the show, or surfer-type voice opposed to the Buffalo Bill-inspired one that Seth Green uses in the main series. Also, you might want to bank the name Buffalo Bill. I'll be coming back to that, but just for comparison's sake, here's his voice in the main series.
Dad, I was in a chat room on America Online, and some idiot knocked out the cable. We could be without TV for weeks.
See, that studying is gone, and it's been replaced with a hoop-style one. And if you look at Chris in season 4, it isn't there at all.
Chris, cut it out! Chris just picked his nose and he keeps touching me with his finger.
Earrings aside, at first, Chris was painted out to be just a dumb kid. I guess they wanted to mirror Peter in some way, because the apple doesn't fall far from the tree and all that.
All right, Chris, I'll see you a fork and raise you a gravy ladle.
You're on.
Away from being Peter's mini-me, Chris at first was a well-meaning, kind-hearted kid who always tried to do the right thing. But that quickly goes out the window in season 4 when he's unwillingly forced to do this.
There, are you happy, Doug?
And from there on out, it's more and more depraved.
I have $3.74. I love you.
And then you get that whole addiction to waxing his carrots. I mean, I know he's a teenage boy, but like, is there any need for this?
I mean, look at this.
What's that? Some kind of board?
It's Chris's blanket.
You get the idea. He's gone from your typical nice but dumb kid to someone who acts on every urge in one of the bigger sex pests in the household. But he's nothing compared to his good friend Herbert. There's no way I could leave him out. This is the first time they met. See what you notice about it.
That's a nice muscly throwing on you got there. Got a nice tip for you right here in my pocket. Why don't you reach in there and fish it out for yourself?
I don't collect till the end of the month.
Besides him having that earring back in, Chris is a totally naive and well-meaning boy trying to do his job. He has no idea Herbert is hitting on him. Honestly, he stays pretty oblivious to it for several seasons, but these days he's pretty aware of what exactly Herbert is, and he even takes advantage of it. Like in this episode where he tries to sneak Stewie into Herbert's house.
Noticed a new mole on my thigh and wanted to ask if it looks misshapen to you.
Well, let's have a little look-see. Oh!
Although we really shouldn't lump him and Herbert in together. No. Chris is a whole different type of perv.
Hey, Chris, what's that? Did you sit on something?
That's the Buffalo Bill thing I was talking about. The freaky serial killer from Silence of the Lambs. I know they started with just the voice, but it looks like the writers went whole hog with it. There's not loads of change when it comes to Chris Griffin, but going from sweet innocence to a serial killer is quite the big change, if you ask me. Even if his character is one of the more consistent ones these days. Well, we've had one pervert. I guess it's only fair we make it 2 out of 2. So it's time to Glenn Quagmire. Unlike a lot of the main gang, when we're first introduced to Quagmire in the show's pilot, he looks a lot different to how he does today.
Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer?
Right here.
You win.
All right, what do I win?
Another beer.
If his voice wasn't the same, I'd literally not be able to tell you guys who that was. I think it was like Tom Tucker's evil clone or something. Anyway, when the show came on air, that weird design got completely overhauled, and we got the real Glenn Quagmire.
Hey, who wants to play Drink the Beer?
Right here.
You win.
All right, what do I win?
Another beer.
That's more like it. The other guy was uncanny as all hell. Through the first couple of episodes, Quagmire was pretty much just one of the guys who had a weird voice and an even weirder taste in Hawaiian shirts. But it wasn't long until the writers unleashed their true intentions with him.
Tuesdays in the 80s, I was always in bed by 8 and home by 11. Oh!
If that were anyone else, my jaw would be on the floor. But for Quagmire, it's pretty tame, honestly. And his mission to woo the girls doesn't stop there. In fact, it only gets worse. In season 3, Quagmire sinks this low.
Hey there, sweetie. How old are you?
16.
18.
Mom!
I like where this is going. Giggity, giggity, giggity.
I'm just going to skip over that. We've talked about Quagmire too much on this fracking channel. But I like to think that this is where the writers realized what they wanted to do with Quagmire for just the rest of time. He was going to be the de facto pervert. And boy, Doug, maybe